Hi everyone, this is Derek with Studio MMA and MMA Newt, and I'm fortunate enough to be with Michael Bisping. My first question is, 5 years ago, if I met you, your biggest fight of your entire career would have been on the show.
Yes.
And then the next biggest fight. Where does this rank? How does that feel? Like, is everything going forward a bigger and bigger event, or does this actually rank like, this is holy shit, a big fight for me?
Oh, absolutely. I've been very lucky over the years. I've been in some high-profile fights, and I've had a great career. But this is, without a shadow of a doubt, the biggest fight of my life. It's on Fox TV. It's live all around the world. It's against Sonnen. The winner gets a title shot. Doesn't get much bigger than this. This is just the open workouts, and look at the media. I'm assuming tomorrow at the press conference it's going to be crazy. So, biggest fight of my life, but I'm ready. I'm ready. If I'm not ready now, I'll never be ready.
Now, would it be better for you personally if this were 5 rounds? Because the level of pressure you bring to a fight is ridiculous.
Thank you.
Pressure is pressure and pressure. Look at the Miller fight.
Yeah.
It just eventually couldn't keep up with the pressure.
Sure.
Chael does the exact same thing,
yes,
but after 4 to 5 rounds might start to slowly slow down. You haven't yet.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. It's a possibility. That said, I'm glad it was only 3 rounds, because the Miller fight was 5 rounds. And fighting 5 rounds is one thing. It's the training that goes into doing 5 rounds. Every time you spar, it's got to be 5 rounds. Every time you hit pads, it's got to be 5 rounds. Everything's 5-5s. So it's just a giant pain in the ass. So this time, because obviously I was straight back into camp after the Miller fight, it felt like a breath of fresh air, going from doing 5-5s to 3-5s. Well, 3-6s. It felt a lot easier. So I'm glad in some ways.
Now, he's a wrestler, everyone knows that, and his plan is to take you down and grind you out. Your plan is to keep it up. How has wrestling evolved in England since the UFC has gotten bigger? So fights like this, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it would have been obvious. He's going to take me down, I can't do anything about it. How has it evolved for you guys?
Yeah, well, me personally, I've worked very, very hard on my wrestling. It was 5 years ago now, believe it or not, since I fought Rashad Evans. And I did pretty well then because I'd addressed it, and I've continued to get better and better over the years. In the UK, we don't wrestle in college or schools. There's not a program like that. But, with the MMA getting as big as it is, all the gyms, if you're going to do MMA, you've got to wrestle. So most of the big gyms, they have a wrestling coach, things like that. Everyone's working hard and trying to get better.
Well, I know I got a little bit of time. Thank you so much for the way you fight, the pressure you bring. It's always nice to see,
Thanks,
man. Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Take care. Good luck.
Cheers.